So her name is
Nurgul, because this is my birth name. So yeah, it means light and rose. Psychic readings, channeling information from the spiritual realm, hypnotherapy, emotion code, and access bars.
Okay, I'm very excited, and I think all the audience is also excited.
I channel through blindly what else could be. Did aliens exist before human beings on this planet?
Namaste, hero.
Namaste, yes. Amazing.
So amazing to meet you finally. So we have been friends since quite a time, and so her name is Melissa, and she does family constellation and much more that we are super excited to hear and would love to hear from your side.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm really excited. So my name is Melissa, and actually I will start using Nurgul because this is my birth name. So yeah, it means light and rose. So the spiritual guidance said, skip Melissa away, use Nurgul. So, and this is exactly what I do besides family constellations. It is psychic readings, channeling information from the spiritual realm, hypnotherapy, emotion code, and access bars. It is like all about like releasing the emotions and stress energy we are holding in our body.
Wow, this is super interesting. Okay, I'm very excited, and I think all the audience is also excited to hear much more about it. So let's go step by step. So first, I want to tell everyone that how we met.
Yes, please, exactly.
Because it was so nice, it was so amazing. We didn't actually meet in the Mind Valley event, but we met in the Mind Valley group.
Yes, exactly.
This is funny and very interesting.
Yeah.
And from there we connected very well, and I came to your family constellation, which was wow. Like I saw everyone just moving by themselves with some energy, and this is true. Like this is very much possible. Before I didn't feel that it could be possible, but experiencing it live with her session, I really felt it.
Thank
you. I would love to know about family constellation. How do we define it? And what is the process? And I just want to go in depth in this topic. Would be amazing to know.
Yeah. So family constellations is very hard to explain as you experience by yourself, because people go into roles and they start acting, and like, how do you explain it? But the aim is to clear up ancestral patterns and limiting beliefs. For example, I was born into a worker's family. So my subconscious is programmed to earn limited money. So, and automatically I earn limited money, but I want to earn more and have more wealthy. So family constellations helps to exactly solve this kind of issues which I got from my family. And this is like really helping, and it's a group workshop. So you cannot do it, like they do it also one-on-one, but I love to do in a group workshop where you put someone into an energy, like you say, like you play now my father, the one is the mother, and so on. And I channel through blindly what else could be, like anger or maybe feeling worthless and all these. So that the people start moving around, as you saw, and then you see the dynamics. You understand, oh, my father is like this, my mother is like this, or it's anger, or whatever. And then we solve it in the session and do a group hypnosis and release the subconscious patterns. It's very eye-opening.
Wow, that is interesting. And that is exactly what I experienced, by the way. It is quite fascinating. So let's say I want to ask, how much of the family, like the whole traumas or whatever, how much percentage of it do we carry it from them to us, or does it vary from different people to people?
It definitely varies between the people, because some people have heavy stuff they experience, some not that heavy, like karma. So we have to depend on cleaning up more the more we have. But it is like science says like 80% on a psychology basis we carry stuff from our family roots.
Okay, that's amazing. So I want to understand, how much sessions should somebody take in order to clearly refine all their traumas related to ancestors?
Yeah. So at least like 2 to 3 sessions gives a lot of clearance and helps a lot. So you have to note that in therapy, it's always important to go to the root cause. So there was the first disappointment in our lives, the first one. The first one is important, not the ones after. The ones after is just a mirroring. Yeah, so it goes always, where was the first disappointment? Where was the first shame? Where did we feel the first time guilty? So when we go to these roots and clean up, then we don't have to do a lot of sessions normally, because it's like taking out the roots, cleaning up, exactly, and then like domino stones, tick, 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 and everything else vanishes. Because everything is a mirror product of this one experience, and it goes on top, on top, on top, on top. So we take from the bottom, tick, and then poof, it falls apart.
Okay, so I would like to understand, everyone would face such kind of first consequence. It cannot be denied, right?
Yes.
But is the amount of breakage that they had, it can be less or more. So if it is less, then maybe over the time you need less.
Yes, exactly. The more, then it depends on also how much the person surrenders and how much the person is a control freak, how much people say like, I don't forgive. Then it's hard, like, so the more you surrender, the more you let go, the more you like, okay, Melissa, do whatever you want. Sorry, Nurgul. I have to also skip to Nurgul,
So how do you spell this? I would love to get the spelling of it.
Yeah, Nurgul.
N-O-O-R.
Yes, this is the Arabic version, and the Turkish version is N-U-R-G-U-L.
Nurgul. That's such an amazing name.
Yes.
By the way, she's from Turkey. Yes. Yeah, Nurgul. That's amazing.
It was given by my grandmother, who also was a psychic. So we have this psychic abilities in the family.
Yes. So coming to the next question, this is very important. Not everyone can be into family constellation healing. So it needs those psychic abilities.
Yes.
So I'd love to know about your journey. How did you get the psychic ability? And for someone who's watching, like a 21-year-old boy or girl, can they also get these abilities? Can it be trained? I would love to know more about it.
Yeah, beautiful question, because I wish I would learn it with 21. I would avoid a lot of stress and like anger and everything, So back then in 2017, I was in Germany, I was still married, and then I was like, shall I divorce, shall I not, and so on. And there came a psychic from Spain to Germany to do sessions. And then I said, okay, I wrote on paper all the questions, and I went to him and he said, like, put this paper away, I will start channeling, and afterwards you can still ask questions, but still put it away. He channeled and he answered, I swear, all the questions on the paper, and I was like, this is impossible. For me, it was like, I was shocked, because the paper he didn't see. And he answered all the questions. So it was like, I said to him, oh my God, I want to learn this. This is so amazing. But I was not in spiritual topics that much. Like I was, but not like now. So just, like give it a try.
Give it a try.
Let's go. And
so guys, if you're watching this and you want to give it a try, this is your time.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Always starting with that, I never would expect. So I was joining, he said like, oh, by coincidence, I have a class which starts tomorrow. You can join for 2 days, module 1. Luckily, it was the first beginning of the whole module. So it was 3. It was the first one about clairvoyance, intuition, and so on. I joined the first one. He said we did an exercise where we had to read the person in front of us. And I said, like, okay, come on, like, how will I read? I don't know him. And he said, like, just trust and just say whatever you see. Okay, just let's play. And I see a white car. I see you moving to Munich. And I start telling stuff. But I was just not taking it serious, He started crying. He was like, and can you tell me more about? And I was always spot on, like. And then I got scared and I called the teacher and said, like, what is going on here? And he looked and he said, like, oh, you're reading horizontal and vertical. And I said, like, what is this? Like, not everyone can does that. So some people can read horizontal and then the others vertical, like channeling from the spirits, or also reading the aura and chakra with my own abilities.
Just by seeing.
By seeing, exactly. And I have both. And he said, this is rare. And he said, like, imagine like Beethoven and Mozart. Everyone can learn to play piano, but not everyone can be Beethoven and Mozart, and you will be one of them. you will be like me later on. And I say, yeah, because my first reading was like that. I see a car, and now like this. But it was 2017, imagine, 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And people ask me, did you know that you have psychic abilities before that? I tell you, I didn't. So if you don't have any kind of intuition or whatever, it doesn't mean that you don't have psychic abilities. Because there was nothing in my childhood, or like people experience stuff and they were all the time. And he was also telling, back then in the course, I had this when I was a child. And I said, I have none of it. I'm definitely not psychic, Until I found out that I am one of the most powerful ones, let's say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is a mix of maybe abilities that you had when you were born, plus the learning out of it. Mm-hmm. It was a mix. That's what I see it as.
Yeah.
And then number 2 option that I would like to ask is, let's say me, for example. I think I'm spiritual, but I may or I may not have psychic abilities. Mm-hmm. But I am on to going to lessons to learn. Do you think I will be able to do something like conduct classes, and is it possible?
It is definitely possible, and the level depends on your willing to learn and to stay clean and clear with your mind. So the biggest obstacle is our mind when we do readings. And not everyone is born to do a reading, but at least imagine yourself, you have such a powerful intuition and psychic abilities that this guy will harm me. I will not talk to him. Or, like doing the right things. I went today, for example, to brunch, but I was late, 20 minutes. First I was like, oh my God, I'm too late. And they said, no, there is a reason for this. Because I was late, in the very moment the organizer came out and, Melissa, and then she put me in, and then there was one spot free, and it was the exactly right person I needed to talk to. We needed to match. It was perfect because I was like, I want to be on stage. And she's like, oh, I know someone from TEDx I can introduce, and so on. And like this happened, So when you follow your intuition, you don't get angry anymore because you're late, because there is a reason. Exactly. But it would be when I would be angry, oh no, go, and like this, aggressive. What happens is my frequency lowers. So probably if we wouldn't match like that, because my energy is dropped. So we have to understand things happen for a reason, and there is always a divine plan.
Exactly. This is such a nice point, because today I arrived and I didn't arrive. I told you yesterday I told you maybe I would arrive 10 minutes earlier, but I arrived 5 minutes earlier exactly. And then I met one person, she's from the US but local. And then she's like, I was looking for someone, who does video shooting and all. I'm like, huh? Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. So I feel, universe makes you be at the right place at the right time, but also you need to have a clear path aligned to it. You can't get angry with the things and all that. Exactly. That's super true. That's super true.
And trusting.
And trusting.
Yeah.
Trusting.
Like because I came late, then things happen for a reason. So we have, even this being late, there has a reason behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. So we have gone through this, having psychic abilities. So I'd love to know more about how do you channel all the ancestors. So is it hard? I mean, it's not hard. It's easy for you. I'd love to know how the process looks like. Like in the best way possible, you can explain me that. Okay, do you close your eyes and just talk to them, or how is it like?
So in that case, we have to know that we are always with them together, but the problem is we don't see them with our retina, with our physical eyes. But it doesn't mean they don't exist anymore. So my grandfather, grandmother, if they don't, so I realize also that some of them incarnates already, so they don't come. So some of my sessions, for example, someone wants to speak to the mother because she passed away. And I found out, okay, she's not here because she incarnated already. Some people are coming faster back and so on. So it's a difference. But channeling itself is like, imagine, even science says that, that we have the neutrinos, all this quantum field, these little tiny particles, which are still here, but we don't see it because it's too small. Even the atom we cannot see, right? But it still exists. So this is called like the quantum information field. And we psychics channel normally this information, what is there. We pick it up and we give you the information about your ancestors or whatever because you carry the information. You have it in your DNA. And what is DNA? It's again atoms. What is atom? It's energy. So the energy holds all the information. So it is very, like for me, okay, it's easy to channel, but only if the mind is like empty.
Exactly. So before every session, do you make sure you do some practices?
Nowadays, no. Like even like my teacher said, like don't eat sugar or meat or whatever, and I take care of it. But sometimes I have sugar right before the session, but it doesn't affect me anymore. But I'm so trained. Imagine like someone who goes to the gym and has muscles already. They can from time to time cheat. It's no problem. It's the same with me. So in the meantime, I'm trained.
Wow. Okay, so the process looks like maybe you just channel whatever your intuition, gut feeling says, and for one person you have to make him dad, granddad, grandson. So you just listen to your gut feeling and you just give them roles.
Yeah, and it is not even the gut feeling, but it is indeed the spiritual guidance who whispers from the back. So this is the horizontal and vertical, what I mean. So they tell me, this one has to be this person has to be that. And in my case, so normally family constellations, people go a lot into grandmother, grandfather, and so on. I don't like to dig that much deep. Only if it's necessary. Only if I realize, okay, there is a big thing comes from the grandmother, we give it back respectfully, but that's it. Some people dig into the secret and so on. No need it. Like it's past, it's done. But how is it affecting you? This we find out. And concentrate on the healing part, not on the drama part. Because drama you can do a lot. We love drama. We all are drama queens and kings, you know?
Yeah, that's super true. Wow, this is amazing. So I think we got so much to know about family constellation. I would love to know about the other things that you do as well, as you told me.
Yeah.
Would love to jump on that topic.
Yeah, with big pleasure. And one of my favorites is the subconscious reprogramming with hypnotherapy.
Wow.
Because this is the biggest, like it is, I always say like overriding the hard disk, the software or whatever you call it, you know, like the program. You override the program here.
So you need to do hypnotherapy and then you reprogram your subconscious mind.
Exactly.
So hypnotherapy would be like basically putting you into a state.
Exactly.
And then theta state. Yeah, that is the brainwave state.
Yes.
And then from there you reprogram the mind just in case of any traumas. So this is also related to trauma healing.
Yes, exactly.
So basically the solution we are looking for people is trauma healing.
Yes, exactly.
And that is done by family constellation and hypnotherapy.
Exactly.
So I would love to know more about hypnotherapy. How is your process like?
Yeah. It is one of the most powerful techniques and it's also accepted by medicine. Yeah, so there is also medical hypnosis, for example. And why it is so powerful, it works directly with the subconscious and it is able to go really deeply and to reprogram it. And it has a long-lasting effect. You don't have a setback unless you have to work a little bit more for sure. Because people come to me, can you do one session and heal my life? And I say, you carry so much baggages and you want me with one session to heal you. Like this is like very like a dream world, you know. Yeah. But it helps even the one session. So I'm setting them into a theta state and they concentrate and then they go into the deep state and then I make them imagine things. You have to know that scientifically, when we see with our eyes and when we close our eyes and I tell you, imagine that, there is no difference for the brain. Yeah. So it is the same as seeing it and imagining it. Okay. So this is why hypnotherapy works through this visualization.
Okay, and when you say imagine it, is it more powerful than seeing it or is it the same?
It's the same, exactly. The same. Yeah. So it's the visualization, you imagine them, they are standing in front of you and then you have a talk which you couldn't do back then. Okay. So the brain thinks, okay, now I handled it, it's sorted out.
Wow.
And the problem is, I mostly go to childhood. This is the most problematic part, you know. Yeah. And back then, you know, in all these movies where they go to psychologists and like, okay, let's go to your childhood. And I was like, come on, like always to the child. It's always the same blah, blah, you know. And now I realize like, oh my God, this is the most important. Yes. The problem is from 0 to 6 age, children don't have a filter. So they take everything as how it is without filter. It's like ChatGPT. Whatever you put in, it stays, and it is like the reality, right? When we are very detailed with ChatGPT, things come out very detailed. When we just like saying one sentence, give me this, then something randomly comes out. So whatever we are programmed with, this comes out.
Okay.
If our family were believing, oh, money is hard to earn and we have to fight for it, and it's also dangerous to be rich or whatever, I take it in, and then I have struggled to earn money and I don't know why even. Because we forget. I mean, how many of us can remember their childhood and all this specific things, but it is all saved in the hard disk. It's all saved, yeah.
So we save a lot of memories down
all
here.
All of them.
All of them?
Yes, it's scientifically proven.
Because the thing with me personally is, if my dad is saying that, do you remember the other time when you're small, we used to go there? I'm like, no, I don't remember anything. Same. But yet we remember everything.
Yes.
How funny is that?
Yeah, exactly. The brain is very, very powerful. You know that neuroscience is researching on the brain, and until now, I don't know if the percentage raised, but like 10 to 20% they discovered the brain. What is it doing?
Wow.
So still about, let's say 80% minimum, they are still discovering what the brain is good for and so on. So like even we don't know what this is good for, but I know scientifically it's all saved here, all the information. I imagine even in the DNA, it is saved. Adam and Eve, like scientifically they say it goes until Adam and Eve, the information in our DNA. Just it's not affecting us that much, but like until 7th generation, it might be that it is affecting us for some reason.
Wow.
Our fears, everything, core beliefs comes from there.
And so how do we change that now? As you talked about fear, so let's say for example, I am scared of water. Okay, there are two ways I can do it. Either I go with my friends and my friends really motivate me. I have good people around me surrounding and they're like, yeah, let's do it. We are also scared. And then we do it eventually. That is one way. Number two would be the hypnotherapy. I mean, you can go down deep, reprogram, and then kaboom.
Yeah, exactly.
After the hypnotherapy, you won't fear anymore?
No. And the beautiful thing is with hypnotherapy, we don't work on the water. We work on the reason. Why?
Exactly.
So when you work with your friends and go there and jump into the water, you might be overcome the fear to water. But maybe there is another effect as well. Maybe water means abundance, so this person doesn't get any abundance. So you go into the water, but the abundance still doesn't flow. For example.
Okay.
So also water is life, for example. So I'm rejecting life, let's say, or whatever. It can be anything.
Exactly.
So what hypnotherapy does is it solves the core reason.
Root cause.
I tell you one example. I had one session with a lady. She came for me for two reasons. One of them was just a relationship, and the other one is she couldn't enter elevators. She was afraid. So she was panic attacking and so on.
God.
So she always used the stairs. So I did a session first on the relationship.
I hope she was not living on the 97th floor.
Yes, exactly. Imagine. So, and then we did a session, and then she left, and she automatically used the elevator without even realizing it. And she messaged me later on, like, Melissa, like I now use the elevator. Like, how is it possible? And I said it was linked. The subconscious links things in a very unlogical way. Where you think like, how come these two are connected? Somehow it is. Don't ask me how or why or whatever, but it is linked. So when you solve one topic, automatically maybe some other topics will be solved as well, because there is one core thing. Maybe it's shame. So everything you feel ashamed about will automatically go off. It can be relationship, it can be ashamed of asking for money, goes away. Ashamed of being in front of people. Has nothing to do with money, right? But it's again shame. So we go to the core emotion. What is it?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
This is super interesting. Wow. And do you also need to channel anything in hypnotherapy?
Yes.
As well?
Again, I always use it, to be honest. Even it's not me doing this session. It's like always guided, because this is why it's so powerful. And the hypnotherapy itself, I also channel. So I don't have a script. For every single person, it's different. Because they tell me how to do and so on.
That's super interesting.
Yes, definitely.
And so we talked about hypnotherapy and we talked about family constellation. And the next one I would like to jump on is, are the rings? Are we talking about the rods? Super excited. Okay, guys, you can't
Look at
wait for
this.
this. This is the most interesting part here.
Yes.
Okay, so what are these rods? Please tell us.
Yes. So these are made from copper.
Okay.
So you have to know that the spiritual realm, they don't have a body, so they cannot move anything which is heavy. But with this, because it's very light and because of the frequency level, let's say, they are able to move it like this.
Okay.
So you have to know that I can show you, there is this. So you don't hold it, you don't hold the full piece, but you have something around so that there is no sabotage from your muscles.
Okay.
This is why I love it, because I know from the pendle there can be a muscle movement. But with this, like in my case, I lean them here.
So it's exactly like this.
Yeah, exactly, and they're like in parallel. So as long as I let me show you like that. So now it's like me moving it, a little like minimum. But now they are still, and as long as I don't do anything, they don't move.
Wow, amazing.
And then when I tell, like, I'm setting now the intention to connect to my own spiritual guidance, give me a sign that you are here. Let's see. You see, like, they are like going into the inside.
So when it goes inside, it means
yes.
Yes. Wow, this
Exactly.
is amazing. This is amazing.
And we can ask, for example, is it possible to connect to you with these sticks, copper sticks or dowsing rods, all the time to ask you questions to guide us?
Wow.
You see, like there is a yes.
Yes.
Is it possible to every human being to connect with you with these dowsing rods, let's say? Look, you see, for example, this is a good example. Now it doesn't move.
Exactly.
So there are two options.
Okay.
Either they don't want to answer this question, or my question was not specific enough. Because I'm now like a little bit experimenting around,
Exactly.
the more specific the question, the more the better the answer. But if you just like just one 3-word question, then it's like, is it good for me to go?
Yeah, doesn't make
Like,
sense.
yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
yeah.
So I have amazing questions. Okay.
Let's do it then. Okay.
I would like to ask, did aliens exist on Earth before human beings?
Okay. We would like to know, did aliens exist before human beings on this planet?
That's amazing. Okay, superb.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I would like to know if aliens are still around us, but we cannot see them.
Oh my god. I'm checking the room. Okay. Okay. I'd like to ask, will this podcast hit 1 million views within the next 1 year?
Okay. Will this podcast have 1 million views within the next year?
Yes.
Shall we continue with this podcast?
Oh wow, yes, there you go. This is amazing. I love it. I love it.
Any other question you...
Yeah.
Does every human being have psychic abilities? Does every human being have an intuition? Okay. This is also something very interesting, because there is a saying, this is also a little bit crazy stuff, that not every human being has a soul. Some human beings are like reptilians, it's called. Reptilians, they come from a lower dimension, and they are the first time in a body.
Yeah.
So they are like animals, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we ask, does every human being have an intuition? So it's like a not clear answer to that.
Answer.
Maybe not everyone is a human being or whatever. So the wording is very important.
Okay, we need to be as specific as possible.
Exactly. For example, maybe they like human being, but maybe just humans. Or for example, does every human being with a soul have an intuition? Oh, this was me. Sorry, it was a muscle thing. So, am I still connected to my spiritual guidance?
Wow.
Yes, but they don't answer this question, for example.
Oh.
And sometimes I, for example, really don't know exactly why.
Why?
So I'm experimenting to understand, is it like maybe the question is, because normally this question is simple. So there is nothing secret behind. But probably there is something more behind that.
More behind it.
Yeah, so the way how you ask is very important.
Very important. Okay, I'd like to know, am I a very spiritual person or no?
Is Mehdi a very spiritual person?
Okay, Madhav, maybe my real name does it?
No, normally not, but what is it?
Madhav.
Madhav. Is Madhav a really spiritual person?
They don't want to answer?
No.
Or is it going towards the right? No.
It goes a little bit.
No.
But you mean, again, what does spiritual mean?
Okay, yeah, exactly. Everyone has different definition out of it.
Okay, don't you answer because our questions are not specific enough or like misguiding.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Is it that every word has a different meaning on your level than we have? Is it that the words we are using not clear enough, like spirituality is for everyone different? Okay, then is it that only the question itself is not specific enough?
Yeah, it's moving towards the inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And wow, the thing is, because you have kept it very straight, I see that.
Yeah,
There's no movement at all.
Exactly. And I'm like holding it on, especially because I have no like this shaking or whatever.
So this is really interesting to me. And
yeah.
I don't. So
and you see, it doesn't move.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Normally, like even if I would love to move, I cannot. Like I have to do something like this.
Exactly. And then it shows eventually.
And like, why should I do it?
Exactly.
As a channel, like you're not allowed to, do some games.
So guys, this is real. Like for real, it's real. Look at this.
So we prepare one podcast with prepared questions, and we can play a little bit about Atlantis or like different kind of stuff.
Sounds good. Yes. All questions. I would like to ask one question. How many types of species are there on the earth?
It is only a yes and no question.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So we have to ask, like, are there more than 5 or less than 5?
Are there more than 10 species in the world?
Okay. Are there more than but species, for example, it can be also animals, right?
Animals, yeah. And then there are.
Okay. So any kind of species, including animals, you say. Okay. Are there more than 10 species on this planet, including animals?
Is it a no?
It goes to a no.
Okay.
The no takes a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I want to ask another question, is there any ghost in this room?
Is there, like, except you, are there any other spirits in this room? Are you the only one who is here in this room to provide us information? Okay, interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, are the spiritual guidance of Mehdi also in this room? This was a very clear yes.
Yes.
Is Mehdi connected to his spiritual guides, like me?
No? Is that a no? Oh, no.
Not really, like half no, but more no than a yes.
Yeah, yes. Okay, I'm not connected. Okay, so I need your session.
Can Mehdi connect to his spiritual guides if he wants to?
Okay, amazing.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Amazing. Should me and you work together?
Okay. Should we work together to contribute to the awakening phase?
without
Look, this I also don't have to find out, because some are like woof, like this,
wow,
and some are like more like and I don't know if they have a discussion in between. Say yes, no, say yes, like you know.
But this was crazy. Like without you even finishing it, you were halfway, and then go do.
Because some things are already meant to be. Okay. Am I still connected to my own spiritual guidance? Look, this is like,
even without finishing, you see it just popped up.
Exactly. So some of the questions you put a direct yes, some of them like a half yes, which is unclear. Is the reason, does it have to do with the question itself? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really like the question.
Do you think people will be in future addicted to social media more and more?
Do you know that people will be more addicted to social media in the future than now through artificial intelligence and all what is happening right now?
Slowly, yes.
Yeah, and a very powerful one. Can we help human beings to avoid more social media? Can we contribute here to the planet somehow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Would you recommend to do us, for example, more community events together with Mehdi to wake up people and to make them bring together, have more fun time?
Wow, yes, we need to awaken everyone.
Are our energies together, Mehdi and me, elevating and exponentially putting contribution to this planet? Okay, the question was too complicated. Like the question was too complicated, yes.
Oh, we need to have this.
They are like children, really, like as short as possible, but as clear as possible, and to ask as many, to like also different ways.
Wow.
Yeah. For example, let's say like very stupid one. Is it for me healthy to drink milk, the cow milk, animal milks, and this kind of animal stuff? Is it good for my health?
No. And really, you don't, right?
From time to time, but you see, like, no.
Yeah, so it means you should not.
Yeah, you should not. Yeah. Like you can ask like this kind of personal questions. And for example, this ring I'm wearing has very special energies. Is this truth? This ring has special energies. Yeah, but probably not that much, for example.
That much, yeah.
So the more the powerful, the more convinced, the more it's like, yeah.
So last question. Will I be the best podcaster in the world?
Does Mehdi have the potential to be the best podcaster in the world?
Oh.
Wow, look at this.
Oh my God.
This was like... Yes, please.
Okay.
This is the start.
This is amazing. It's the first episode and super exciting one.
Yeah, I mean, this was now an experiment as I got it like 3 days ago. So know that I'm not an expert with that. So we are playing with it around.
For sure.
But I want to do it as honest as possible and show it people and also answer as many questions. And maybe people send questions to us and we ask for them.
Exactly. Comment down the questions, whatever you have.
Exactly. What would you like to know from the spiritual guidance?
Exactly. And I want to know more about this ring, the origin, or maybe where do they come from, or more about this ring.
Yeah. This I don't know, to be honest. But it is like a very old way. So you know that they were using it to find water and so on. In Turkey, I know especially, they were walking and then it started to do this and then, because again, it's energy.
Exactly.
So they can sense the energy.
Wow.
And interesting, funny enough, I tried it with some clients as a test. It didn't move at all. You want to try maybe?
Yeah, sure.
So you have to, exactly, and then you have to, exactly. And also like this, yeah.
But it's
so
not
now,
in the center.
And then now we should do it like this.
Okay, am I holding it correct?
Yeah, normally you hold it correct, but this is what happens, like.
It needs your hands, I feel. Yeah, I think this is...
Yeah, and then am I connected to my spiritual guides? You can...
Am I connected to my spiritual guides? Yeah. So really, I'm
so
not
they try
anything.
to, yeah. So they, yeah.
Now, if I want to make it, okay, in the center again, okay, perfect. And now, if I ask, no, so why is it, you really need
No, because it's new to you. That's why also, yeah. So in the first time when I hold them, it was like, whoa, like what do I do with it?
Okay.
So this is not about your abilities or whatever.
Okay. Do you think that I will travel the world?
So for example, this they don't answer because it's your choice.
It's my choice.
Yeah, so it's always your choice.
Okay.
You always ask more than like, do I have the possibility to do? Because then you choose.
Exactly. Do I have the possibility to travel the world?
Ask, am I connected to my spiritual guides right now?
Am I connected to my spiritual guides? it's
Yeah, they were like a little bit like there, and then like it depends on how strong your channel is.
Oh, then it's not gonna move. Then it's not gonna move.
Yeah. So it doesn't move with everyone. It needs training and
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Because the first time I was also like, how do I use them? And I was holding them, and they were like this. Oh my God, you know. And
but this one, let's say it needs spiritual channeling.
Yes.
In terms of getting it, or any person can.
Like we asked that. Let's ask them.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I still connected to my own spiritual guidance? Okay. You want to know if everyone can use it, right? This one.
Yeah.
So does anyone have the potential to use those sticks? Like everyone. Like they don't answer.
Yeah. Nah.
Does only people with psychic abilities and a strong intuition are able to use these sticks more?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mostly, yeah.
Mostly, yeah. So it is like depends on what question. Then also you realize how manifestation works and how we ask in the wrong way.
Exactly.
So I thought to myself, and they told me like, look how it is not moving. It's the same with you. What you are asking for, it's not resonating with us, or it's the wrong question. So and I was like, why is it not happening? I asked for it. Yeah, but like the question is wrong.
Wrong. Exactly.
Yeah.
Sense.
So it's very important, and it's very good teacher as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. So this was the rods, amazing, beautiful by Melissa. And any last notes that you would like to tell to the people who want to learn spirituality, who also thinks that this is another magical world and they can't associate, or maybe they can't talk to their parents, but also with their friends, because their friends think that he's too funny or too weird.
Yeah, exactly.
So
beautiful.
I would love you to, because like when I go out and when I talk, people like in Dubai especially, people like it.
Yes, they are very open.
Yeah, they're open.
Exactly.
They want to know more about it. It's interesting. But I would love to know more from your side. How does someone be able to execute that? How they should be using in their life?
That's actually a beautiful question. Thank you for that. So the thing is that spirituality doesn't mean that you now start to sit like this, Om Shanti, and wearing different stuff and go to the mountain or whatever. Spirituality means being able to use your intuition throughout the day, also being able to meditate and still connect it, but you still do your business, you still earn money, you drive your Ferrari if you like or whatever, but you can be spiritual. This is the problem nowadays. It's a separation. Material world versus spiritual world. Why not putting them together? How would it be when the good people on this planet would be rich and wealthy? How would it look like when we would create wealth and then help the others? But this is like also like, oh, this is like, you know, and our perception of money, wealth, and the material world is different than those who are materialistic. So we see it in a different way. And my goal is to wake you up, people, and then to connect to this aspects, to these elements, so that you can like unleash your superpowers. But still, you're grounded, you're not cuckoo, you're not crazy or whatever. You still do whatever you want.
Wow. That's amazing. That's such a nice answer, that these can coexist together.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. And because very many people think, oh no, I have to be this or that. No, you can be together.
Exactly.
So this is amazing. And any young boys or girls who are interested in spirituality, they should of course go to Melissa's channel. Hit that like button, subscribe button and everything. Follow her for more interesting things that she's putting on. It's amazing, it's fun, and it's very beautiful, just like you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And if you like it, then follow us and message us that you want more, and we do something together as well.
Exactly. This sounds super amazing. You have been amazing and beautiful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too.
Yes. And together, I just want to end on a note where together we say Namaste, Hero.
Okay.
Okay. Namaste, Hero. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay.